movie about what you begin with of the first movie. Oh my lord. But anyways, the Rolling Stone had posted around like December 18th, 2019. This is an old news article, but this is, pretty useful here. It says the greatest rock and roll Christmas songs and holiday songs. From Springteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town to Kanye's Christmas in Harlem to Sandler's Chanakwa song. Plus 13 more by Andy Green. All right, let's see what the article says. Most rock fans assume that all Christmas music is terrible. They're mostly right, but every once in a while a Christmas miracle happens, and a great holiday song gets produced. That is true, because we have seen multiple Christmas songs and stuff. And actually, this is day two of the countdown towards Christmas and stuff. And also, the countdown to my birthday and stuff. I'll probably post a video of my birthday or something like that. It had like 1963's Phil Spector's Christmas album. I think that's one of them that they just put there. So very few people were looking to sing along to Frosty the Snowman. Obviously I've wanted to listen to Frosty the Snowman a long time ago and stuff. Frosty the Snowman, that type of song. It was great though. It was great. Let's see what the Rolling Stone has also put out. Oh yeah, it also has these other songs right here. Also produced by Phil Spector, this 1971 tune is as much as an anti-Vietnam War song than a Christmas song. John Lennon and Yoko Ono took out billboards across America declaring, quote, "War is over if you want it." In the past 40 years, it's become a holiday classic, even if the original message sometimes gets lost. So I'm assuming this one right here, John Lennon, Happy Xmas, War is over. Oh, wait. I've heard of this. I think I've heard this on TikTok. Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure I may want to take a listen to it and stuff. Hold on. Give me a moment. Oh, okay. All right. So it is the video. It is the type of music that I hear from like TikTok and stuff. Only for it to be high-pitched and stuff. Maybe that's why. Maybe it sounds confusing. Yeah, it's because of the pitch. Let's see what other Christmas songs there is. Oh, Run, Rudolph, Run. I've heard this from Home Alone. Let's see. Cut at the peak of Chuck Berry's popularity in 1958, this virtual rewrite of Little Queen stands on its own as a Berry classic. It's been covered by Leonard Skinner, Hanson, Billy Idol, and the Grateful Dead. Let's see. Let me just take a listen. Let's see what else. Frosty the Snowman. I'm not sure if this is the Frosty the Snowman that I may have listened to from those artists. Because I have heard of the Frosty the Snowman song from like the Frosty the Snowman movie. It was like Frosty the Snowman. But with this one right here, I'm not sure if this could play that way. But I'm not going to play it at the moment. Right now, we're just looking at a bunch of Christmas songs from the Rolling Stone. There's Bobby Helms, Jingle Bell Rock. You can't forget the classic, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock. That one right there. I remember playing it on the radio one time when I was little, and like I used to rock into this song along with It's a Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. If you don't know who Andy Williams is, that's that guy who made the Christmas song, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. That kind of song. But anyways, I think that's enough of looking at Rolling Stone here. Tonight, I want to show you a video. That I find to be pretty interesting to watch. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's the video right here. It says, Class Candy Salad. So, I'm not sure what this could be about, but a lot of people did this on TikTok. It's basically where you have a bunch of people in line, and each of them would just drop in a bag of candy onto the bowl, and then they would mix it up, and then the whole bowl would be filled with candy and stuff. Now I say to myself, let's see how this is gonna go, though. Let's just watch the video. Okay, appears to be like a school setting or something. All right. Lifesaver gummies, okay.
And I brought the shark gummies.
I'm Andrew, and I brought Skittles.
It's just dumping a bunch of candy into a bowl and stuff. That's a bunch of gummies.
And I brought Swedish fish.
That is too sweet, though.
I'm Brooklyn, and I brought sour.
Those people in the video have quite the sweet tooth, if you ask me.
I'm Lucy, Coffee, and I brought Airheads Extreme.
Airhead Extreme. I've heard of Airhead Extremes. I have tried Airhead Extremes too many times.
Ellie and I brought Swedish Fish.
Fishy, fishy.
I'm Zoe, and I brought Sour Patch
Sour Patch Watermelon. You can't forget that.
Ellie, and I brought Sour
I never tried Sour Punch. Oh god. That bowl. That bowl is about to get full.
I'm Demetrius, and I brought
Nerds Gummy Clusters. Didn't I already see the Nerds Gummy Clusters from earlier or something?
My name's Court, and I brought Starburst Mini.
Okay. You might want to be careful with that candy in the bowl. You might get yourself in some medical problems or something. Because really, hold on, let me pause this. Because, to be fair though, it may not sound healthy to be eating all that candy. Because, well, I mean, don't get me wrong though. There's nothing wrong with eating candy. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're in like some diabetic plan or something like that, or you're about to, you know, have heart attacks or something like that, then I wouldn't recommend doing this and stuff. I wouldn't recommend dumping a bunch of candy into a bowl and then mixing it up into some salad like what you eat at lunch, and then just start it off as a candy salad. I mean, that would sound pretty unhealthy if you ask me. That wouldn't really sound great, and also you would be full by that time from the candy, and also, right, that candy could go bad at any day now just from being in that bowl. I'm just saying. So it would be best if you just get like, you know, probably like a couple of bags of candy, but not too many bags of candy, because that would not be healthy. Because we have seen a bunch of these YouTube shorts of content creators or quote-unquote content creators that have these candy bags, and then they would dump a whole bunch of them until it fills an entire boot, like a giant boot or something like that, and that would get like millions and millions of views and stuff, and people in the comments would go, oh, this is making me hungry, as if it were to be like, oh, this could be somewhat good or something like that, despite the fact knowing about the aftermath of what this could do to them and stuff. Because again, candy has a bunch of sugar in it. It really does. I know a lot of foods out there have sugar. I know drinks have sugar. But really, that is just, like, if this is beyond, like, too much of a sweet tooth, or it could be too much of diabetes, this right here could take the cake. I'm just saying. But anyways, let's just finish this.
And I brought Sour Patch Strawberries.
Sour Patch Strawberries. I never heard of Sour Patch Strawberries.
Hi, partner. I'm Hoodie, and I brought Haribo Star Mix.
Okay. All right. What's so funny?
I'm Evan, and I
Okay then. At least you don't want to have to eat all that stuff.
I'm Ellie, and I brought Sweet Tart.
That stuff is all gonna go to waste anyways.
Now we mix. Go.
No.
Go.
That is unhealthy. That really is. Eating all that candy in a giant bowl, that is really unhealthy. I would not recommend this, guys. Guys, just listen up. If you're thinking about doing this, don't. I suggest not to do this, okay? Just to keep you safe. Just to keep your health safe. But, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating candy. I am not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know. Don't do that. Just don't. You know, don't be putting a bunch of candy in a giant bowl and then say, oh yeah, we're gonna eat some. And like, no, it's just not healthy. Okay, I'm just saying, it's just not healthy. And here they are mixing it up, and the video's like a few seconds over, and that's the video. So I guess that's what the TikTok challenge was. Just, you know, have a bunch of people line up, and each person just dumps a bunch of candy into the bowl, and then once it fills the entire bowl, you start mixing it up. Yeah, that's that. Kind of reminds me of the fruit salad. So it kind of reminds me of like the Wiggles from Fruit Salad. They dump a bunch of fruit and start mixing it up, you know, something like that. It goes, fruit salad, yummy, yummy. That one. But anyways, I'm just coming back to the Rolling Stone just to look at a bunch of stuff. I don't know there's really that much to talk about here. Maybe that's the song. But anyways, back to the Rolling Stone, there's not really much to see or, you know, look at here, besides the Bobby Helms Jingle Bell Rock song. Anyways, oh, it says here, this was recorded by Nashville's Bobby Helms. Jeez, I didn't know that this song actually played around at the capital of my state, Tennessee. But anyways, right now I have me some milk, and I have me a cookie, a Grinch cookie. Say, I've actually was about to get like the Grinch meal that was going on at McDonald's, but it turned out from McDonald's while I was about to get the food, they said that the meals were unavailable due to like some registration forms or something like that. So I usually just got my quarter pounder and fries, and I just went on with my day and stuff. Didn't really think that much about it. I knew that it was going to happen at McDonald's because you know how McDonald's is with like service not getting right, and they do the same thing with the McFlurries, and they'll say that the ice cream machine's broken, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. But anyways, I think that's all I got to talk about here. So yeah, thank you so much for joining the podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.